me go back to this. Let me come. Boom. All right, so what's good, fam? So we definitely gotta need to do. I getting back into my groove again where I used to back test like at least 3 times a week because that what built me into the trader that I is today that I know so much about the market, right? So I definitely want to get back into that groove where I know I'll be this person no more, but be a way better trader, right? So before we even do that, let me just check to make sure that this on because this is something that I just started doing. So at some point, this kind of like, you know, it's not something that I used to doing, but it is something that I start doing like more often. I trying to build this habit of doing this more and more. Um, Definitely can't back test on this session on this chart here because this is something that I can't back test on this one here because this is something I don't want like we have to draw that and stuff. So let me just go to another gold chart and get into like okay now I could like wipe this off, head up to the daily. Let me try to back test at least from this is how I the back test. I'm back test probably like 1 month or something. And the way I could do that is actually I could throw this on here. Let me see if we could start from let's see where we could start actually like back testing. This is basically practicing to get better, bro. This is Tuesday, July 1st. Let's see if we could back test from Tuesday, July 1st. That would be Tuesday, July 1st to the end of July. July, say August, say like the 1st of August would be like right here. So we got a back test within that right there. That's how the usually back test within 1 month period and stuff like that, and then we go from there. So now I just back test within that point to see what's up now. So the way we do it is you just come when you're on back test, you put the replay tool and you erase all of that. Now you're in practice mode, and people got this thing in saying that back testing do really help or whatever, and that bullshit. Like they're saying, oh, you should forward test. Yes, you should forward test, but how you know what the market doing? How you know how the market used to move before and stuff like that? If you're not actually back testing, you could forward test or you could do markups. I'd do all three of them. So first thing, sorry, first thing first, the first thing I need to identify on this chart would be for me to see where part this market headed at this point. So at this point, we could see the structure of the market bearish here. We could see this clear. And this is something that I just feel like I gotta do over and over so I could start to like reprogram your mind. This is something that as long as you could do this at least 2 or 3 times a week, but you gotta understand why you doing it and how you doing it. Like if you're doing it properly or you're not. The first thing to identify is the structure of the market. Right here, we can see we got a lower high point, right? Now, the first thing is to see we got a lower high point and we got a lower low point here. So immediately, right there, I know. Once I see that, a lower high, let me put lower high point, and down here, let me put lower low point, right? So immediately, I know I'm in a bearish market. It's easier for me to look for a short position than it is for me to look for a buy. Number two, what I'm looking to see is where my support and resistance level at. I don't see I got support and resistance here. For me to have continuation to the downside, price needs to break this level here, right? Price needs to break that for me to say, well, I'll continue to sell. And for me to look to buy, price need to take this out or it need to form one inside structure so I could play off of. So let me drop down that with the H4 time frame. Let me drop down to the H1 time frame. We're gonna try and trade on all time frames. We're gonna try to details this, right? So now that we done on this time frame, this is where more details comes in because now we have to detail the market again. So if we back testing, we have to find the last two lower high on this time frame. So we got one lower high here, then we got one lower high here, and then we got one lower low. Now we got a higher high, then we got a higher low. So on the H4, we bullish. I mean on the H4, sorry. On the H4, we bearish, 100% bearish, right? On the 1 hour time frame, we not doing the same thing. Here we could see the breaker structure right here. That was the last lower high point, so we got the BOS breaker structure. Then we got here again, breaker structure again. The market just break 2 times. So what that telling me is at this point we got a high, we got the low, now we got a higher low, now we got a higher high, and then we got a higher high that could probably possibly come back and form a higher low to go to the upside, right? So the way I approach the market when it comes to this is I'm not gonna just take trades for sell because the H4 bearish. If the H1 bearish and the time frame lower, you have to either wait for the H4 to line back up on the bear side, or you could take temporary retracement with experience. You could take temporary retracement with the market on the lower time frame. Cause the H4 and the daily bearish, but the H1, the 30 minutes could be bullish as well. 30 minutes and be bullish as well because it got aligned with the H1. But this one, bullish, he bearish because if we just pay attention to it, we got the lower high, we got the lower high hand, a lower low hand, and this is a lower low point. So right here, we could be saying, well, we're expecting it to come back up to then drop. But the H1 did a change structure way before the H4. So here now, what we're gonna do is start playing out. We're gonna try and risk, let me put this up to 3. We're gonna try and keep one consistent risk, just the way we're supposed to trade. We're gonna keep one consistent risk over and over. So we're gonna go letting the market play out. We can see the market going all the way to the upside. So now we back to the lower high point. For me now, if price does not take this out, if price doesn't take this out, that means we could end up dropping back to the downside. But I have to see and wait how the market could do that. Right now, I can't get in nothing because the market just going up, going up, going up. So this is where patience comes in. This is where patience comes in, and you wait for the market to do what it has to do for you then to look for one good entry and then take a trade. I like shift. I'll show you what I mean by that. Right there, we could see that price broke the lower high point. It went right above it. It created one higher high, that higher than this one. So immediately right now, we know that the price could start to shift to the other side. And then we could come all the way back down here. Now that he come up here, I know for a fact we probably have find some kind of resistance, right? We have find some kind of resistance at that point, but we still kind of like on this time frame now, we could say we bullish. If we put that, then we put that, we could say, okay, we bullish at this point. We bullish and we should be looking for buys. If the market retraces, we should be looking to go up. If we go to the daily time frame, we still kind of like on the side where we could take sells. The reason we could still take sells is because this was the last higher low point here. This is the highest point here, and the market could form one lower low, one lower high point here to then start to come down. So let's see if we could find one entry point. We know that the market on drop. The thing is trying to find that entry point in when to get in and when to get out. So right now we're just let the market play out to see how it could do it at this point. So let's just play the market. And then I see it got like a break back in, right? So we got the high. This is something that if you could just keep highlighting your point and see what the market telling you, that's super crucial. This, let's leave that there for right now. I won't move it, but let's leave that there for now. So right now, let's see what happened. All right, price breaks to the upside. I gotta just keep tracking and see what he can do at this point. Okay, so I missed that trade because of like looking for the sells at that point, but the market actually gave me a good trade right here. We created a double bottom in a bullish market, higher low. This was a nice buy, and this was a nice buy, right? But let me look now to see what else it could give me. We got a higher high point here. We got a higher high point here, right? We got this as support down here. Let me just come now, put this at this point to see what the probability them is. This, I don't know what's up with this. Let me move that. I like my chart clear. This, we got this here. If the market take that out, we know what we're looking for. If the market take this out, that means we have continuation. When the market creates one double top or one double bottom or one low or one high, in order for the market to have continuation, it needs to completely take them out again in order for it to start a push. So looking at that, noticing that I don't see that we double top. In order for me to look for buy, the market need to break above this and continue to go up, right? It could go up from down here, but unless it break this, we know how no bigger move to the upside. So let's see now how he react to this. Okay, so he at the support level there. We at the support level here. Let's see now if he can break that support or what he can do. Let's drop this down to a lower time frame to have more understanding of what's going on. And what's going on right here, nice. We got inside structure. You can see the lower high, the lower low, the lower high, and the lower low. If we break that, there's a probability that the market could end up dropping back to these lows down here. And if not, could do something even better. But let's see what happened now. We detail the market. We got these as the higher low points here. If the market break the last higher low point, which would be right here where this yellow line is, then we know what we're looking for a short. So let's see what gonna happen. Oh, jeez. Wasn't expecting that. That was fast. Anyways, I wasn't expecting that, yo. But no, what I could see is the market took out all the last higher low points on the H1. So we got this as the neckline, it is double top here, right? Then we got support and resistance here, and we got resistance up there. So here, what I look for now is to mark this on and see price reaction to that. That will be one piece, and to see price reaction to not that. This is what I need. To see price reaction to this price range here. Let's see how price can react to these levels, and we'll do that on the 15 and the 5 minutes in order to be able to enter one trade for the short position if we get the opportunity to do that. All right, let's see what he could give us. He rejecting this level. He rejecting that. We could see we form one support level here. We form light resistance here. And you just want to keep tracking the market to see what happened and staying in tune with how it moving, higher lows, lower highs, and stuff like that. Okay, we did that. So right here, we did that. Okay, we retest that level. So now this is one pattern that allow. If you see, I'm a move this from here temporarily. Let me see now. So the market come up, it find resistance up there, and it can come and it can find support right here. This is one pattern goal that repeat a lot. Apart from that, you can see right here, retesting this level. Let me put the Z level on that. We got the Z level right there. We could see that the market retesting right here. And we could see that the market retesting right here. So at that point now, let's grab these, let's connect the points them to see when the structure gets shift, when the market gets start to break structure and do something different, right? If price come, takes out this last higher low point, we got a downside movement. But keep in mind, this is Asia session, not Asia, but pre-London. I know that we right here kind of pre-London. We got the high of the day here. The double top is the high of the day, and this is the neckline. To call it the retest of the neckline. If we could get that, we could get we stops about here. This give me some kind of confirmation here. I could sell and I could have scaled because like the pattern that it creating. I know this pattern. I done traded multiple times. Let me see what it could do. Let me drop it down to a lower time frame at this point because now I need to get into more details of why I need to get this trade. So let's see he reaction to this. All right. I wouldn't sell right there at that support level because that'll make it tricky. This, I gotta move this because sometimes this to throw you off. Let go with this side of price and let's forget all about what happened and what they on the left, but let go with current price action. So we form support level right here. We form support level right here. Let's see now if price got come, break, retest, or what to do. We got one support level right here on the inside, and then we got resistance, right? Any retest of that, I'm good with taking a short. I just need one confirmation candle. So see the market come back up. It retested this level of resistance here, and it broke with a lower low and broke the support level. Gave me a bearish confirmation with a bearish engulfing candle. Right here, I'm gonna take my short position. My first trade, I'm gonna try to like put my stops some about here. That kind of wide, but I would have liked to have it some about here, but I don't want to get stopped out. So I'm put it like right outside the range. I put it outside the range to stay safe because we got capital protection. Now, if I look to see where I'm shooting for, I should shoot for some about here. That is 3.6% my risk. So let's put the trade on now. So we execute, we trade, we stops about here, and we put this down here. And this is the level of patience. This is the level of patience that I'm trying to keep developing over time to trade the market. But I start back testing, and if you could back test the market continuously at least 2 to 3 times a week, it becomes a lot easier for you to like, how I could say, like the repetitions that create more confidence, and then it to teach you how to be more patient with time. So right here now, what I'm looking to see is one break to the downside. And if we could actually take out this low, then that'll be good. See, if I'd put my stop inside the range, I would have just stopped out. So that's something to keep in check. Like putting your stops on the outside of the range that always be the best thing because the market could always come back and retest them level before dropping. If we look, we got resistance here. We form resistance here again. Then we do resistance here again, and then it come back all the way up here and then retest again. So we had that, but the market no give you what we want. We were good. We stop in the perfect place, and let's see if the market can play out or if it got pushed back and take well. I still gotta look for short. All right, so we pushing. See if we can pull back in or we can drop. All right, so we take a loss on that one right there. The reason that loss, I know the reason that loss, and it was because of this here, right? This is the support and resistance level here that it was rejecting from. The market got always respect support and resistance. The thing about it is for you to understand, when it break, it's a better time to enter. So I could have been a lot more patient here. I could see that I could have waited for price to take out this level here, because you could see it rejected here, and then 2 times here, then it did the same thing here, right? So all I needed to do was be more patient for that trade. It's fine. Risk management in check, we down $1,752. Let's see what happened now. If he can give you one next entry model to try to get in again, I not just jump in because whatever reason he need to. Okay, see he break that, now he retesting this. See, he break that, now he retesting right here. So once he break this support level, for me, that's all I needed. So now I could re-enter this trade and I put my stop here again. My risk can go over $3,000, but my take profit, that could be hella big. I could easily recuperate that one trade and make probably 4 times the risk. Let's see how we manage this position at this point. So he could come back up. Let me put on my risk to reward tool. He could easily come back up and take me out again. It's not no guarantee at this, and it's not nothing saying that he can't come back and take me out. Here, if we have scalability, we could take that. If we have the break of this, we have the break of structure, and then the price could continue to move in the direction that we're looking for. So if we look back just a little bit to try to analyze what happened previously, we could see we got the low, and this was the higher low point before creating this higher high point. Now we got this as a higher high point. Now we create one lower high point. Now we break this lower low point here and create one new lower low point, indicating that there's a possibility that price could come and then look to drop. Once it respect resistance, we could have that drop. So right now we just have to be patient, right? And we could see right now what session we in. We going into Asia. So at this point, we could have all kind of like slow movement, or the market could actually play out in Asia, like sometime it does. So let's see. Okay, nice movement. Oof, that one was fast. That one was fast. That was fast. That was fast. Like that was a good trade. So we recuperated what we lost, and we make over 6,000 and something, I think it was, and we end up with 5,091 in profit, right? So now we just have to see where we are. That's a beautiful trade. That's a beautiful trade. I wasn't expecting it to drop that fast, but it dropped and it was nice. And it's all about the patient game, right? See how he just rejected this level multiple times, right? Bouncing off of this. It'd be better. It always better to wait patiently for the market to break one level when you look into the chart than to getting right at support or right at resistance. That been one issue sometimes. Out of getting patient, I would get into the market right at one support level, looking for one short, and I won't notice it till after the market rejects it. Just like this loss, I could have avoided this loss like easily because I had this on here, right? I had this on here and I remove it and then I forget that this was it. If I could have leave this on a little bit and just remember, okay, if he break this support, then we got the pattern completion. Because this is what I look for. The market got create one double bottom in the bottom here, and it got create one double top up here. It got come, it got respect that, it got respect this, and then it got drop. It's like a head and shoulder with a double top and a double bottom inside it. So I don't know when that play coming. So right now, what we gonna do? We need to find ourselves and see where we is on the charts, right? So right now, the one thing you want to highlight, we don't know this in the past, but we want to highlight these points because this is where the market to have its bouncing point from. We want to highlight these points to make sure that price, once it comes to these points, we know what to expect, right? So we could see that the market completely broke this level here is support, right? We broke this level of support. Now we are let the market play out a little bit to see what it could do or where it could go. Figure continue to drop and what we should be looking for and stuff like that. So right now, we gotta keep in mind, right? I might have to erase this to try to get the chart like a better view of what we're looking for. So definitely we have to keep in mind now that this is something important. Where we headed, we going bullish or we looking for bearish movement? The breakage structure happened here on the H4. So we looking to go long. The market not bearish no more. The market bullish at this point because it took out the last lower high point, and it comes. So we could expect price to start to create new higher low. Once price do break this lower low point, anything could go back to the upside, right? Anything could go back to the upside, but we're not gonna rush, we're not gonna push. We gotta wait as much as possible to have a good setup, right? So let's play the bar and see what would be a nice trade for we to capitalize on. All right. I wouldn't take nothing there yet, but here now, let me read this in. This is one point. This Z level at the trade these. Once I see the market giving me what I call Z level is basically when the market got support on this side, you understand, and resistance on this side. You understand? This resistance here as well. So once the market come back into that and I got an opportunity to sell, I'll sell. But here I wouldn't take no trade yet. I would wait to see structure starting to shift and then we would try to look to execute something. But at this point, it's not nothing there yet. We gotta look for some kind of pattern, some kind of something that make complete sense. All right, so here we could see one thing I like to see every single time. This is the high of the day, and this is the new low of the day at this point. Let's see what the market got do with the high and the low of the day at this point, right? So we could see right here, the market created support. Nanim, that's what it is. We created support level there, and we created resistance level here. So we don't know that we rejected off of one major resistance level that pushed the market from there all the way down here. So there's a higher probability that the market would repeat that same shit again. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just wait, see if price on break on one of these side and what it could do and how it could do it. So at this point now we got the resistance level. You want to stay calm and patient at all time. Rushing the market is something that showed me that it doesn't work. Time in the market, giving the market time is the best thing that you could do. I like trading patterns and support and resistance. Pattern, support, and resistance. That's it. So let's see now what pattern he would create at this point. Okay. Okay, if we're looking for one short position here, the one thing we got to identify now, market didn't take out, market come back up, but it didn't take out the high of the day, which is the higher high point, because it higher than this one, it higher than this one. The market was going up right here, right? It was going up right here, and then it started come down right here. So now it break the support level and it retesting. The one thing that I would expect the market to do is probably come back and retest this level here as a resistance point to then short the market. That would be something key because this done the breakout. This here, this whole thing here done the breakout, right? So now I would be looking to see one retracement back to the upside to then look for a short position. So let's just try to drop it down a little bit. I don't want the 15. Let's see how he can play out right now. If he impulsively move, let me move this kind of slow. What he can do at this point, okay, we retracing a little bit. All right, so now we got this as another lower low point, and we got this as a lower high point. So this is a lower high, right? This is a lower high point, and that's a lower low point. This is a resistance point. And this is now resistance. This was support. Now this is resistance. I mean, this was support previously. Now it is resistance, right? Resistance, support becoming resistance. So this not super clear at this point in what we should be looking for, whether we should be looking to buy or to sell. So the honest thing about this is to line these up and make sure to see what the market looking to do and stuff like that, how the market looking to play this and what it gonna do. So if we were looking for buy, that would have been a buying opportunity right there, but the market got, like, if you look to buy right here off this double bottom at the lowest point of the day, say you buy right here, you got all of this here for the market to still come and drop to the downside. So you gotta see, like, it always about like trying to see what the market could do based off of where it at with support and resistance. So right here, what we're gonna do is let the market play out a little bit. And I will be looking now to see one shift back to the downside. Some kind of pattern to say like one double top, one triple dot right there. So now what I'll be expecting is one break or one some kind of retest up there, like right wrong hand. The reason that is because he done show me that he respected this level of resistance right here. We don't respect this level of resistance here by coming back here and respecting it again. It respected it here a little bit, but that was in the lower time frame. And if we look previously in the past, we could see that the market respected this. So if we wanted to, we could just draw one whole box right there. That whole range been respected 4 times or more than 4 times in a row. So what I would look to do now is take my short position right here with my stop, some about the trend line or some about here. And like, if we look at it, we could have price dropping back down to these lows and not look to like push it too much because we want to make sure that we're still within the range. If the market break below that, and this, at this point, this would be like how I could tell you, this would be like a temporary sell, We're not looking to like extend it to expect the market to drop all the way down here or none of that. We're looking for the market to drop right back to the low where it was or close to the low and show me that it could give you something nice. Because if we expect price to drop all the way back down to the lower low on the H4 time frame, excuse me, and we hold through that, there's a probability that we could take a loss. Not a loss, but we could give back a lot. So the way I'm looking to do right now is try to get 3 to 1 most of the time. And if I could have scaling after the break of support, I'll look for that. Boom. So we got the break. I forget to place the trade. Anyways, we got the break. I forgot to place the actual position up here, which could I replay that back? Let me see if I could take it back. Nah, he not gonna let me. I wanted to place the trade. Anyhow, the trade played out super nice. Let's see if we can hit take profit before we start a reject. If I have rejection point, okay, I done. That's another win. That would have been probably another 5,000, take the account up to 10,000. But I wasn't too locked in and I want to see that coming. Now that I see it coming, I should have placed my position on. So now what you gotta do is, and what I'm learning to do more and more right now is, after taking some good wins over and over, or taking some good wins back to back, try to step back and analyze with a calm mind rather than trying to push the market to try to get more. If you try to push the market, so you're going on a winning streak, but you're trying to get more and more and more, that when you're kind of like fall into that part where you start taking losses. And once you start taking losses, sometimes your mind will go into that mode that I want revenge trade because I want one loss. I want to gain that back. And that's where a lot of time I made mistakes and that doesn't work. So at this point, what I do is let me play this out. Let me play this out to see how price gonna react if we are how more downside or the market got actually just start to create upside movement because the H4 bullish. So I would still look to sell. Don't get me wrong. The market give me selling opportunity. I gotta take it. Why? Because the market's still kind of like showing me that it breaking this inner side structure and stuff like that, right? It got one next BOS point right here. If you could keep upgrading these as much as possible, like keep putting them on to see where you are. Keep finding the points. What you're looking for. You can see right here we got resistance. So we don't see we got resistance there, and we see we form support here. So we just need to see when the market, now we just opened Asia session. If we throw this on, we right there in Asia session, the beginning of Asia session. So we have look to see what the market gonna do. In Asia, we don't get the high and the low created most of the time. Okay, we broke out of that. We kind of respected this lower high point right here as a resistance. We respected that. Now we disrespected this point by breaking this and we break that load on there. So let me remove this from here. Let me remove this from here and see what price looking to tell you at this point. We could have one retracement and then a drop, but we're gonna be super patient and cautious and see what the market trying to do at this point. I'm looking for something that nice. I don't want any type trade. Okay, so now we respected this low here as support. For we to have more downside, we need that support to be taken out, right? So let's see if it got pulled back up. We take out the support, boom, but we come right back in. So now what he's showing me at this point is he probably trying to create one pattern, which would be something like this. Something like this. This is one pattern that the market creates repetitively. So let's see now. If you can do that, we still keep we low marked on to see what the market doing. No rush, patience, and timing. So we went back up. We created one support and resistance level there. Boom. So now, price just showed me something super interesting, right? We come If we come and we look at this with super details, right? This doesn't matter no more. What he do over here way more important than what he do over there at this point. We come, we find resistance here. We come, we draw, we created one lower high point. We got the lower low. We created one lower high. We got the lower low. Then we got next lower low point and we double bottom. So if we pay close attention to what he's doing right now, we don't create one nice double bottom here. You understand? This is the new neckline in this double bottom. These 2 points right here is the neckline. If he break that, he could easily come back, retest and push, or we could come all the way back up there before we find resistance. We just have to be patient to see what's going on. So this pattern kind of nice and what's seeing nice. But if we break that, we could have one push to the upside because the market not created no more lower low points. Instead, it created one little pattern and it double bottom and it coming up here now. So it could either do this, come back down, or it could just do that or something like that. It does that a lot. Once you understand patterns and you can see them, you start to recognize these things over and over. Okay, we got that. Boom. So right there we got, you can see we respected that support. So we could easily say we look to get one buy right here, one stop loss right below there. This could be like one target point, or we could like try to target a little bit farther up to try to see. Cause remember now, on the H4 time frame, we looking for buys, long-term buys. On the lower time frame, we were looking for short-term sells. So right now it's more about where my buy button is. Okay. So right here, we are take one buy, put in we start right here, and we are look for one buy right here, putting we stops right there, and looking for probably like 3 times my risk. Because overall on the higher time frame, we looking for buys. We're not looking for shorts. And if we got the details behind details lining up, say we come, we place this up here, boom. This is the lows, and we place this over here. We could see that's a bigger pattern inside of a smaller pattern at this point. The pattern is we got this, the high, lower high, and then we got the lows here, right? What the market did, it double bottom. So it stopped creating any more momentum for the downside. The market just completely stopped creating lower low point. So that indicating that there's a probability that the market can shift and go to the other side. The one thing I have to do right now is trade with good risk management and try to see if I could hit this target. Obstruction, traffic, I would call it. Traffic in the market, where we would have traffic after the push, would be this is one resistance. So you definitely have to see how price can react to this resistance level. If price impulsively break this resistance level, there's a good chance that it could come back and retest on the top as support. If price hit the resistance level and it rejects, there's a probability that the market could just start a range in between here, or it could bounce between here, it could come back down and shit like that. So at this point, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to see now what he gonna do. So let's play this out. We're gonna do it kind of slow. Okay, so far, nice. It broke about that with no problem. So that means that resistance not as strong as we would thought it was, because the market didn't respect it at all. So what I would be looking for now, knowing that I'm looking for a long-term move to the upside, is to see if I could have one retracement, one consolidation, some kind of pattern to try to get a continuation and move after the daily close. All right, we got one respected as support. Okay, we just broke about that point. So the same thing we did there, we do here. You just come and keep tracking the movement that the market creating. You track the movement that the market created. See it break this high here. Now we come and create this one here and stuff like that. My stops immediately could go to break even. I got more than 1-to-1. At that point, I don't need to risk no more. So now what I gotta look to see is if price gonna give me some kind of retest of the support again, or what I could do so I could try to have like another entry. Okay, so we respected this support. we could see price respecting this support level here, which kind of like look more like it respected this one. So now we have to see what it gonna do up here, if it gonna keep pushing or what it gonna do. Once you could track these and see what the market doing most of the time, it gonna be easier to you to know whether to get in or not. Apart from that, we create in higher low points. We could see the higher low points being created right here. And we could easily have either one retracement to that, and then we could have a scale in. If we don't have the scale in, it's fine. We in profits. And what we're gonna do is start moving. We stopped higher up so we could be able to keep some of the profits if the market come back. Okay, retracing. Boom. We got one next level there. Ah, that was a trade. That was a beautiful setup right there where we could have get into, which would have been see the higher high point here. Then we got the support level here. Then the market just come back and retested it multiple times and then break again. So here now, what we're gonna do is mark that off again. Next support, next resistance level turning into support because the market broke above it. And this was super nice and clean because we got support on the trend line, support on the trend line, and then it come right back to the T and supported it on the trend line again. So that was a beautiful entry on the 5 minutes if we were locked in right there to catch that move. So let's see now if we can get taken out for that or the market has started to retrace. How much levels we got before the market, what name? Okay, now I kind of not looking for no more entries at this point because the market started to show me kind of like, okay, it going sideways. It break the trend line. One, we take out the trend line. We got one Z level right here. We got one Z level right here. We got this as the top point in resistance. The market kind of like topping up there. But let's see now what it gonna do because this kind of like showing me signs of weakness at this point. I could either put my stops all the way up here or try to hold for TP. I'm not gonna force TP. If the market give me something that I could hold it for, then I'm good. Or if it shoot up from here, that'd be nice. Now, with my take profit being so close, it would be so crucial and crazy to try to like give all of this play back. So it's like if he take out, say, this higher low point here, I'd rather stay with 6,000 than to give it back. So what I would do is put that there, and if he take me, okay, fine. That by me, that fine. Depending on what he do at this point now, I look to re-enter the market to try to get that. So we ended up with this here in profit, which were like almost 2%. We got this Z level where we know we're still looking for buys. So we're gonna see if the market give me any opportunity. So he ended up still going right back to the upside. So I think I kind of placed my what name too tight. Okay. So we pull back down. The one thing you want to do that I learned at this point is when you see you trade in the market, right, and you're on the lower time frame and the market start to get messy like this, carry it up a time frame. Like go up one time frame or something. This here is one big support level. This is one support level for bigger moves, right? You want to go up one time frame to try to see like how to kill the noise. And just like we've been doing again, for you to look for more buys, the market needs to break about this resistance. That simple as it's song. For the market to give you continuation, you need a higher high, a break of resistance so it could continue to push that side. Right now, we in between, like if we look at it, you could see the market created resistance here. That was a good little sell to probably drop it back down here or something on the 5 minutes. That would have been a nice sell, right? That would have been a nice sell to see what we would have get right there because that is higher today with a triple top. Not even a triple top. 4 times the market hit that resistance. Okay, so let's see what price on do with this. We still, I know what I'm looking for at this point, and it's still a buying position. So we created right there, bim bam, something that the market created right here. This was an easy short position right here. You could have taken this or you could have taken this and still made money, right? because it triple top on the high of the day and it wasn't even. I would be expecting it to come all the way back down here, some about down here, to retest this level of support, then push to that side. It not give you that. So what I would be looking for right now is to see if he will come back and retest this level here. If price could come back and retest this level of support, I would look to buy. And the one thing we have to do is always stay with what happened with the last two lower high and what happened with the last two lower low. We could see right here, the last two lower high point were right there, and we could have one retested and then push. And if price takes this high out, we could easily be targeting higher high point. We be looking to go up to this point or higher and shit like that. Right here now, what I want to do is play this out to see how the market gonna react to this. Damn, my computer. The site look like it freeze. Let's see if it can play anything for me. So I think this might take okay, now it refreshing. But it's like right now I'll be looking for buys. I'll be definitely looking to buy the market. And I looking to trade the least amount of time that I could. The least amount of time that I could, I looking to take trades. But when I trade, I want to make some bread. Okay, new start of the day. Boom. Wow. We pop, we break the resistance. So now we got the higher high point right here. This took out this, just like we draw on here. And this is what we expecting. You understand? So now what I'll do is go to the lower time frame and look to see if price can reject off of these support level here that it created, and then we look for one buy. Now move this out the way a little bit. Matter of fact, let's put this as a BOS. This is a breaking structure right there. And now what we're looking to see is some kind of confirmation, which would be a blue candle to have support conform. We got support conform. We place the buy, put the stop outside of the range. This is all the range right here, all the freaking range. And this is something that was messing me up over and over back in the days. Not placing my stops outside the range, and the market would still play out in my favor, but I would end up taking multiple losses before winning the trade. Now I still look for my three times my risk is what I'm looking for right now, which would be three times my risk right there. Keep in mind, this is one massive resistance level that the market rejected from multiple times. If we could look at it, we could see on the bigger picture. Always zoom out to see what's going on. The market rejected here, it dropped here. The market rejected it, it dropped it, right? So what I would be expecting to see if price got actually rejected again, or if it got come all the way back up to this high up here. You understand? So let's see now. Let's just try to see what got happen at this point. Okay, let me go ahead and let this play out. Let me do this on the M15 rather. So we definitely see that we respected that support. After price hit like okay, we respected that. We're still within the range. If we could just break that resistance, that would be nice. So we see that price come, it maintained the support. You want to keep drawing these on because if the price kind of like start to break support, then you know you could exit the market before it even hit your stop loss. You understand? But you want to be on the right time frame, either the 15 or the 30 minutes, because they kind of maintain structure a lot more than the 15 minutes. I mean, a lot more than the 5 minutes and the 2 minutes. Like, if you're trading and you're going for one side, you definitely want to come to the point where we want to try to like put it on the 30-minute structure minimum and the 15 minutes because it maintain itself a lot more than the lower time frame. Right here, we could see, I'll put this right there. If price could just retest and keep pushing, that would be nice. Okay, so we risk-free trade at this point. We do got no more risk on the table. Let's see if we can continue to push. Boom, we hit TP. See how price broke above this level here? Come back, retested it right here, and then push. Right, it consolidated a little bit, but then it pushed. The market that repeat itself over and over. The one thing is to believe in the strategy that you have and believe in yourself as much as possible to be able to have that good edge. Like having that edge is a key point. So now I know for a fact it's a higher probability that this market would hit that high and it would give you a good setup. So like this is all trading is. It's like it repeats itself continuously amount of time, but once you understand the charts, more and more it the work. So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades, we lost one. The profit is almost $19,000 on the practice account right now. So man, let this play out to see how this can move. If we have one probability trade set up here, I wouldn't mind taking it. But it would be like looking to see how it could be, what it could do, and stuff like that. These good to be here, but I don't want like try to like put them all the way over there. What I want to do is try to keep tracking my trade, the movement that the market creating to try to see what could be next. Here we could see that the market playing out, get up there. Okay, we break that high. We come back, we created a double top, right? We created a double top pattern right there. Matter of fact, we created a triple top pattern right here. This is a triple top. Basically, if we go to the time frame above, it would be like a triple top, right? So we created a triple top. We break the support level. And one thing I know, this is something we have to keep in mind. If the market going up, every time it create one high, it need to come back and create one higher low, right? So then you could have the continuation, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. When I started to figure how to catch them one from the top, that was super fun. Now I could see, I could move this out, clear the chart up a little bit. I could clear the chart up a little bit right here, right? Boom. We could clear the chart up right here. We know we got this as resistance. If the market take this out, if the market take that point out, the highest point here, if the market take out this resistance, then we know we're looking for the upside. The market take out this support and it done rejecting off of this support, then we know we could have some retracement back to the downside. So right now what I do is and just wait to see what price could do. We are stay patient, we not rush nothing. Price could come. If price come and respect, by any chance, price come and respect these highs up here, I would be looking to get a short. Anything wrong here because it doesn't show me that it top out up there. It not create one higher high and come back for one higher low. It topped out horizontally. It stayed right there in that spot. So right now what we are look to do, play this out to see what we could get. That was a beautiful trade right there. That was a nice sell. Easy to the T right there. Easy what name for 2 point. Yeah, you could have got 2 times your risk right there. In and out, quick. Let me see now what we can get if the market can give you anything here. So now keep tracking the movement. We created the lowest point of the day. That the lowest point of the day at this point, the lowest point of the day right now, and this the highest point up here. So let's see if we can continue to break the lowest point or we can start to pull back from the lowest point. So the market created that yesterday. Let's see if you can respect it today. What you can do, it respected this resistance. Let's see how we can act off of this. So now we're going up. Long term, right now we know we should be looking for continuation on move. We should have continuation on move, but the only how I look for continuation is after the market give me a higher high point or it trending. Right now, this kind of sideways. You could see this here. This box was sideways. It do have this like this. Wait, breakout and it doing this. You understand? Instead, it do this and it do this. So anything wrong here, that could come back, retest, play wrong here, create this, and then start to go to the upside. So let's see how price and react to this. If we should look for one buy here or we should look for one sell. Or how we got enter the market from here. So we don't miss that. I kind of wasn't seeing something super what name, but it was there. It came, it rejected off of that, and it dropped. Boom, right back to the low yesterday. That more than 4 times, almost 4 times my risk. I know I gotta force it. I gotta be patient and look to see if I get something out and see how I could be able to trade off of that. Market drop again. Track the lowest point and the highest point of the day as much as possible. Now I know after this big push to the downside, the market's still bullish, but we just have to stay tracking it to see if we could catch one buy now. I done missed that move and we not gonna force it. So at this point, we could see we got that. We kind of like break this here. Then we created that. So let me see now how he react. So right here, we kind of like break this, but that not super, super, I don't know how to explain it. It's not super clean then. So now this one kind of cleaner for me. The H1 kind of cleaner. We got the double bottom at that support and we got the low of the day right there. So we'll see and then rejection. And then retest of that, I would be looking to buy. If he give me, yes, some kind of confirmation and I should have been on the lower time frame. Right here kind of tricky because if I buy right here, the market could easily come, hit that level and still drop back to the downside because it kind of like showing me it got bearish structure. We could see here we got the lower high. This could be a lower high point and the market could continue to drop because this is a lower low because it's lower than this. So that will be telling me right there that structure saying to sell, not to buy. But I'm not going to take either one because I want to see its reaction to that level of resistance first. I want to see how it can react to this level up here. And if it give me one opportunity to take a short day, I would take it. Nope, it went all the way up, straight to the sky. Wasn't expecting that. So now that it back to this level of support, I'm looking for buy because now it give me a triple bottom at this point. So I wouldn't mind taking one trade here. I wouldn't mind waiting for price to come back here on the 5 minute and look for one bullish candle. I don't miss that. Damn, that happened quick. I can't get in there now because that wasn't what I was looking for. I wanted to catch the first bullish engulfing. Okay, that's it. That gone. So now what we're gonna do is wait to see how price gonna react. First thing, let's go back to tracking where we at, right? Let's see where we at. Price come, it respected this level here. Now it respecting this level here, right? And then we got this as the lowest point in this week, right? The lowest point, this most likely this big spike like this with the news. Let's see how we can play this out now. I don't want to force nothing. I don't want to be in one and then and the trade. Okay, now he kind of giving me this structure point here. Boom, keep tracking to see where we headed. We could be doing this and drop. So if he could break back into them point, we could probably have a drop to the downside. We know how that play out and stuff. Then we could be seeing if we can take this low out and then keep dropping, or we can hold this low and then push back up. Anyways, we are still locked in on it and see what we get, right? So right now, we could see that we forming structure points right here. We got this, lower high, lower low, lower low, lower high. We could form more lower low point and we'll wait for the break of this to then start doing this and then buy in. But if we could get a sell and it's nice, we take it. But it's all about being patient and cautious as much as possible. So we got that break. This kind of like, okay, so we tracking the movement. We got resistance here. We got support here. I'll move this out the way so we could see like exactly what happening with price at this point right here. We got on the 5 minutes time frame. We got the breakout. We need one confirmation candle to say, well, okay, that's what we need. Take this sell here. I wouldn't mind placing my stop either here, or you could place the stop outside the range. And the first target for this, you see this gap right here? this whole gap right here that the market created, and try and fill that with this pulling back down. It happen all the time. So we undo that. We don't got the move. The first move just happened there, but we stops about this. Targeting some about within here. We don't get we 3, but we could get at least 1.8. And what name? It could be 3 if we put it down here, but like that kind of, if we was to put this down here, that would be like 2.7. But I don't want to risk it breaking back into the what name. So I would rather put this here to protect my capital to make sure that I'm on point and put my take profit here. I still have made some good profit. So let's make this play out. Nice pullback. He went close, but he not take me out. So now at this point, I risk free. You know what take me out there? Draw this up back to this point here where he used support before. I want to do most of my time. He'd always come back sometime and retest that level before going to the other side. Done. I know that for a fact. Like if you see the market reach close to my support level and it rejects it, sometimes it come back. So I would like draw my take profit a little farther up and get out of it. No, we either gonna have one or two things. This is the biggest low point right here. The market gonna either break this or the market gonna retrace from this and start to go up. The one thing we gotta do at this point is track the market movement. Boom. You see we got that. We don't see what we had up here. We tracking the movement. This is the last lower high point. At the resistance as well. Let's see if the market can continue to drop or if it can break above that and then start to go up. Okay. We had a nice push to the downside. We got out of support. We could have hold through that, but we don't know what gonna happen. We got support. You got to respect what the market respects. Here now, we got this as the lowest point of the day, right? This is the lowest point of the day. This is the last lower high point and it's the last resistance point. Then we know the market could come up, start a retest, and like I was saying before, track these as much as possible to see when market gets shift from bearish to bullish. And once you could get that, you good. Once you could get that in like your head that you could see that the market breaking and shifting structure, then you go, this is the lowest point of the day. We got that track. And then we tracking price to see what happened. We retested there. One retracement would be nice. Or we got one higher high point. We know we could end up going to the right hand. So we create this level as support right here. Boom. And we create this as resistance as well as a higher high point. Because that higher high, this here, this high, higher than, I mean, this is a higher high point because it's higher than this lower high point. And then we got a higher low point here because it's higher than this point. This just on the 15 minutes, but it impulsively moving. We could try to see if the market could continue to move impulsive or what it could do. And at the same time, we kind of back to that major resistance right here. So we got to see if price could come, retest, use it as support level is what I would like for the market to just come, retest this level, and then push up. So that what I would be looking to get in on to see when he respect support. If he does, he didn't. So right here now, okay, there we go. We respected the support then. That's what we're looking for. But instead of him respecting this support here, where he break out and become support, he respected that one. Now we got one of the resistance here. But at the same time, that's a big bullish engulfing candle on the 30 minutes. I wouldn't mind taking that trade with my stop below support, targeting some bulk up here, which would be the next resistance level, 2.6%. And we buy right there. And we gotta put this up here and see what the market gonna do. So let's see now. If price on take me out, boom, we get stopped out. We get stopped out for 6. What? How much I had on that? I don't even know. Anyhow, let's see what the price on do at this point. And the reason for that rejection, like I just said, wait for the big break, bro. See, that way the market were rejected from the more patient. the easier it is. Let's see now what we can do. If we could break that resistance, oh, there we go. The break right there. Boom. That's what we needed, see? So now we break that massive resistance level. Let's see if we could have any type of retracement, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. If we put what name on this, we could see that these were the last lower high points here. Price could come back. Price could come anywhere back to that and then push to the upside. And be patient and see if we get any retracement or we get a higher high break. Right here, boom. I would take this buy, place my stop somewhere about here, because I could see we just take out this one, and now we got this as support to protect that, and I want to get some breathing room. Once we do go about more than 3,000, we good. We still within we protective side. So now here we could either come all the way back to this wick up here and fill that, or something like that. What I want to do is, how much this is? 3.4. I don't want to go no more than 3. Give me 3 times my risk minimum, I mean maximum, and anywhere between 2. So now here I could see he created that. Now we will see if this can be the one where we could have some move to the outside, or it could come back and retest and take me out. Okay, we had a nice move up. We reduce the risk by putting it here. We not yet put it at break even, but reduce it to half. Now we are see having a continuation. If he take me out, we now will lose everything. He stopped me out. So that is another loss right there. Smaller loss right there. Track the movement. Boom. We got that. And we could see this is a how I could call it. This is like a temporary retracement, and it coming right back to this level of support here. So if price could react to that, depending on what it do, I wouldn't mind taking one buy. Okay. Okay. I missed that move. It gone. We created the double bottom at the lowest point of the day. We break the last lower high point and we going up. Let's see if he can continue to push impulsively, or he can give you some kind of entry to get in on this 5 minutes. We got this as support. These 2 points as support. Let's see what he can give you. Anything that would be nice for me, I would take. Right, they're good for me. Take that. Place my stop below here. This even better because it's a reduced risk, and I still targeting the same thing here. You understand that same price range right there? I still target that and see if price could go back to that high, and you could see this is a major resistance level. Do get stupid and try to play through this because it rejected them multiple times before. So this is one or two things that could happen, right? Price could come all the way back down here, retest this and push up, or it could come all the way back down here, retest this and then push up. I'm not looking for no sell, but I'm looking for buy. So I'm still locked in on the buys right now. If he take me out, I call it a day. I quit. I'm done. Backtesting session over because I don't want to give away all the wild laws. But I still protecting my capital as much as possible. So let's see. Let me put this on here. Tracking all right there. To right there. We can recuperate the 1% we lost. We take another hit. So this is the thing I was saying. It's either you quit here with what you have, 16,000 from what you had, or you try to take one more and get it. I know it gave me a good trade. So what we're gonna do is right here, we mark this off. You don't see that structure break. Now we're gonna be a little bit more patient to see if we get a better entry at this point. All right, he now play out how we thought he would. We got this. We push into the downside. Boom. We going down right here. We just need to see the shifting structure. We don't see that he retested that point. Can't believe it. He just stopped me out and gone. Like all he did was stop me out and gone. So now we got the break at this point. We got the break here. This is how it is. Sometimes you get these nice moves, sometimes you don't. If we could catch this impulse, then it will be good. If we can't, then it's fine. We got the support he formed here, and we got the resistance that he formed here. We got to see if he impulsively push or he want knee. But now it's too close to that resistance. Depending on what he give, I would still be willing to take one trade. All right, so we tracking our movement. I still looking for one buy. Keep that in mind because I don't know what he can do at this point, but I missed that move. He just stopped me out by a couple pips. All right. Okay, we got the break, the retest. That's all I needed right here. Boom. It kind of, let me give it some more space so it detect me out again. Let me put this here, right? This might be tricky. This should be my take profit, but we're gonna see if we could manage. If it come and started pushing impulsively, we could hold. If it doesn't push impulsively and it what need, we gonna call it a break even because once it reach here, I'll put break even trade. Let's see what happened. Okay. Once it hit that, I break even. Completely break even. If it rejects and come down, I didn't take a loss. But if it continue to go, I could hold, manage my position. How much that is? Boom. One nice pattern to the top, and I'm willing to exit this trade. Like he just gotta give me some carry it slowly to see every bar for bar. If he give me something with a pattern to say he in reverse or anything, I out. Okay, I don't even need a pattern. I could put this here, that 5 grand, or I could exit right there. So right there we at 6 grand. Just thinking like to hold it or not. Let me just play it out slowly and see what happens. Okay, we playing. Okay, now I leave it a little bit to see what happened. Now I know he exhausted. Boom, he take me out. Exhaustion. We done. So I would let me see. I'm risking $3,000 per trade. Let me see at this point. So here we could see trade one was a loss, trade two was a win, trade three was a win, trade four was a win, trade five was a win. You know, I had no trade in like 3 days here. Then we had one, two, three, four, five, six. Trade six was a win, trade seven was a loss, trade eight was a loss, trade nine was a loss, and trade 10 was a win. So out of 10 trades, we end up losing one, two, three. We end up losing 4 trades and winning 6 trades. We now reach to the end of, let's see where the end of that month would be. I'm hungry. I need to go get something to eat. At this point, we still got days before the whole back testing session was supposed to be over, but I got this thing where I had to take at least 10 trades and see how I do out of 10 trades. And out of 10, I won 6 and stayed with $22,000 on that. So let me see. That was super nice. I don't need to force nothing. I don't need to even be what naming. Let me take one screenshot of this. Okay, one screenshot to journal that and see why we took those trades and what they were for and all of that. So at this point, we can call it quit. And we done for tonight. The back testing session was nice and I feel really good about this. But besides